Welcome back to Watch Dogs Legion. Before we start, if you're enjoying this series or any content on the channel, then don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to not miss an upload. Now that's out the way, today we're looking at the mission Gap in the Armour, where we are trying to trace an ex-Albion employee who may be able to be turned to our side. But before we can get into that, we need to attend a briefing at the hideout and see what information Bagley has for us. So that's where we're heading first.
I hate putting Mary Kelly on the back burner while she continues to destroy lives with those microchips, but for now, we've no choice.
Then perhaps it's time to have a closer look at the elephant in the room, Nigel Cass, billionaire warmonger and current CEO of our local horde of thugs, Albion PMC.
Cass certainly profited most from the bombings. We can inspire London to resist from now till forever, but it still won't break Albion's grip on the city. Not with Cass at the top.
We're going to confront the CEO of a private military company in charge of securing London. Can't fucking wait. I hope he got more of a plan than kicking his front door in.
Bagley's come across a possible gap in Cass's armor. An ex-insider, ex-friend with an axe to grind. He'd be an asset if we can find and convince him to work with us. Come to the safe house. We'll talk it through.
Right, let's talk about Albion PMC, the only British organisation to successfully oppress more of the developing world than the British government. Led by Nigel Cass, a man the partisan media calls a charismatic visionary, and Amnesty International calls a war criminal. Albion was given the key to the city to re-establish order following the bombings.
Which is suspicious timing, if you ask me.
It is. So that's two reasons why we need to find an angle on Cass.
We've found one. His name, Hamish Bolaji. Born in London, Bolaji was a recipient of the Cass Foundation Technical Scholarship at 14, which included a mentorship with Cass himself. At 16, Bolaji designed Cass's first drone fleet. Fun fact, Cass delayed the launch by a week so it would land on Bolaji's birthday.
Cass sounds like Bolaji's second dad. Why would he help us?
They had a falling out after an incident in the Niger Delta 3 years ago. A buried human rights investigation accuses Cass of ordering a drone fleet to wipe out a village protesting the construction of a pipeline, but the drones malfunctioned before they could. Bolaji is named as the likely saboteur. He's been on the run ever since, but now tracking data shows he's reappeared in London.
Shit, he's looking for redemption like with the protesters. This guy designed Cass's drone fleet. I think he's trying to disarm Albion.
He covers his tracks well, but that's a good guess. Unfortunately, according to this Albion intelligence report intercepted by our friend Caitlin Lau, Cass knows Bolaji's in London as well. So, that's the op. Make contact with Bolaji before Albion finds him. Then convince him we have a mutual enemy in Cass.
So this guy's our best chance to stop Albion and clear our names. And the largest private army on Earth wants him dead. No pressure.
It took some doing, but I've narrowed down the area where we're most likely to find Hamish Bolaji. I've pushed the coordinates to your optic.
Yeah, Mom, what you saying?
How are you doing? I hope you don't mind me getting situated in your safe house. Crime marches on, and so will I. There are still cases that need to be closed, if you'll help me.
I'm on it.
Excellent. I uploaded a case to Bagley. He can brief you on it.
So that's another mission added to our list. We'll get to that in due course, I'm sure. First, back to today, and this should be Hamish's location.
Bolaji has been snooping into Albion's affairs. Quietly, of course, but I've been able to determine that most of his activity stems from this area.
Let's say hi then.
Not so fast. Hamish isn't in, according to his home security. And before you get ideas, he's rigged his front door to a series of traps designed to delete all of his data and then your life. Not necessarily in that order.
Great. We're dealing with a paranoiac.
To be fair, you are an armed insurgent trying to break into his flat. Anyway, you should be able to connect to the local grid and use security cameras to disarm his traps.
Grand.
Okay, we need to find where we need to go. It's up there by the looks of things. We use the camera, we can tell for sure. Yes, that's where we need to get to. We just need to find a way up, if there's any stairs or ladder or something to get us up there. A hitman's all well and good, but he can't fly. So that's what we're going to try and figure out. What could we use? There's a camera over that way. There is a lift there. I think that's a window washing lift. That might be something we could utilise.
I believe the main interface is on the rooftop.
I'm seeing windows. Any thoughts, Bagley?
Sure, if you can get there. 3 options here. 1, use the window washing platform. 2, find a cargo drone. 3, give up, go home, and resolve to be a better person.
I'm on it.
I do enjoy Bagley's sense of humour. 3 different options, and one of them included just go home. But instead we're going to find a cargo drone, I think. We did see the window washing tower, but there is a cargo drone just here. So we might as well utilise that. Cargo drones are starting to be the most useful bit of tech around. I didn't think they'd be this useful, but they're so easy to grab and use, and they're everywhere. So it makes sense to utilise it as much as we can. So we'll land this down. Just watch out for the people below. Come on, move out the way. They're not going to move, are they? They're just going to stand there and let this thing land on their heads. Okay, let's climb on board. No, not go underneath it and shield ourselves. Let's actually climb on it. Right, and up we go. And we should be able to now access the camera system for Hamish's building. Which is that's the whole point we're doing this, is to try and get inside. We think he's got traps set up, and this will help us disarm them, hopefully. Fingers crossed. There's nothing worse than going for a front door and being blown up before you get through it. Okay, we're here. Let's get off. And let's go and access this surveillance system and see what's inside.
This Hamish doesn't strike me as overly welcome, but he is good with traps.
You could force the traps to unlock by rewiring the power.
I'm on it.
Welcome to Clare and Present Danger, and welcome to Fascist London. Don't let that boot on the back of your neck disturb you. In time, you'll barely feel it. We have to wake up, people. If there was a playbook for setting up a totalitarian police state, Albion would be most of the way through it and working on the epilogue. They certainly took advantage of the fallout from the bombings, didn't they? Preyed on the fears of the city government too. They were only too happy to hand Nigel Cass the keys to the city. Wash their hands to the whole mess. The collar will only get tighter now, friends, unless we do something. We can't wait for someone else to fight back. We are the change.
The traps are disarmed. Now, if you go through the front door of the flat, it's much less likely you'll be killed.
I'm really glad we didn't just go through the front door. That was a lot of traps waiting for whoever stepped through that doorway. It's a good job Bagley said to check out the surveillance system first. That could have gone so badly wrong. But now we need to get back down. We can use the cargo drone once again, and it should be safe to enter the premises. Let's fly ourselves across, and then we should be able to go in. Hopefully there's no one in the way to land this thing. Amazes me how people don't really move out the way of it when you're dropping it down, though. That was surprising. Okay, I think we're into a safe landing area. I don't want to hurt people for the sake of hurting them. If they're not going to move out the way, you may have no choice. But we're here. Okay, let's go in and see what's inside.
Move! One more muscle, Chief, and I'll blow the whole place with you in it.
All right, no need to get excited.
Who the fuck are you? And what are you doing in my flat? You with Albion?
No. In fact, we're more like the opposite.
What, DedSec? Yeah, right, and I'm Che Guevara. You done?
Wait! Albion knows you're in London. Kill me if you've got to. But you've got to run, now.
Fuck me. You're telling the truth, aren't you? Fucking hell, thought I was careful. Fucking idiot, Hamish. Look, Cass is worse than you know.
Believe me, we know. Why else would I be risking me arse here?
Maybe, because Nigel Cass is paying you. That's how fucking mercs work.
Listen, we want your help. Cass is no friend of ours. He tried to kill us and had a hand in the bombings.
Mate, you don't know shit. You have no idea what Cass is and what... Move! Fuck! An Albion squad's closing in on you. I guess you weren't lying about that part. Fuck. Think, Hamish, think. Shit, fine. Table it. I'll buy you some time. Just go. No!
Move it!
Don't just stand there. Albion won't be fussy about who they shoot.
Okay, I openly admit I panicked. We could have actually stood there and shot a few people, but instead I grabbed the first car I saw and thought we're getting out of here as quickly as possible. We had a bit of a police chase after this with the Albion after us. There was a couple of roadblocks and my driving isn't the best. We're going to skip ahead to once we have finally got away and we can find a little alleyway to park ourselves in.
Terminating pursuit and coming back.
I think all that excitement convinced our new friend Hamish that we need to work together to tackle Cass. He's willing to cooperate.
All right, Chief. That was a pretty slick escape. I believe you. So I'll say this. Nigel is planning something, and I don't think I could stop him on my own. If DedSec's everything I've heard, you'll help me.
We can help each other. There's a chance Cass had something to do with the bombings. What could he be planning that's worse than that?
No, that's not like him. Well, not exactly. See, Nigel's got to see himself as the hero. He's an arrogant twat, but he's not a cynic. Every place we go into, we would have some mad plan to fix all his problems. With robot police or automated crop fertilizing or some shit. Society was a technical problem. And people are just bugs in the software, you know? You work around them or you squash them. Sorry, Chief. I gotta switch proxy servers so they don't trace me. I'll hit you right back on voice. Listen, I've got an inside man, right? A contact in Albion. Says Nigel's got this big meeting happening at White Tower. He'll be talking about a major project he's got planned for London.
What we need is an insider on the team.
I've always wanted to be in on a caper. Okay, first things first. We'll need eyes on the impregnable target, so off you go. I'll crack on with assembling the right personnel to round out this ragtag bunch of misfits.
Ah, shit. Albion cybersecurity sniffing my proxy IP. Must have traced the detonator signal. I've got to deal with this.
And that is mission complete. That is job done for today. Next mission looks to be inside Albion when we're scouting the Tower of London. That could be pretty interesting. But thank you all for watching today. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to not miss an upload. We'll be back very soon with more Watch Dogs Legion.